I just saw Really Graceful's latest video, and it was revealed in that video, which is about all of the madness that's going on in Australia right now. It was revealed that a chief health officer for New South Wales, one of the provinces where the madness is at its peak, the totalitarian dystopian madness is reaching its zenith. She was asked a question about contact tracing. Speaking of dystopian totalitarian measures or methods, and how contact tracing was going to be used once things opened up again. And this health official in response said, it still remained to be seen how contact tracing would be used in the New World Order. I'll repeat that. It still remained to be seen how contact tracing will be used in the New World Order. She used the phrase New World Order. They can't seem to stop themselves from using that phrase, New World Order. You know, at one time I thought it was just a phrase that had been used, a few times, and that one of the most significant times was when the President Bush, the senior Bush, CIA Bush, used it in a September 11th address to the nation, September 11th, 1990, where he mentioned the New World Order prevailing over the law of the jungle, which is again something that if you look for, you have to look really hard to find. You type it into the YouTube search and nothing comes up. You scroll down. Type in George Bush New World Order speech, September 11th, 1990. Nothing relevant. You scroll for miles and miles and miles, and you won't find it. But at one time, I thought that these citations of a New World Order were just, few and far between. But at this point, everybody knows that the use of the phrase New World Order is not just an innocent slip of the tongue. If some public official uses this term, they are using it knowingly. Now, the question comes, the question that should occur to one's mind is, why are they using it? And it's one of those things that I think, it's the same kind of question, and the answer behind it, I think, is similar to the answer that I gave for why it's so obvious that the events of September 11th are not what they were reported to having been. Which is to say, they have to put it out there. They have to admit to it. They have to put it in our faces. It's not just I don't believe that it's simply laughing at us kind of thing. I don't believe it's just we're going to say this phrase and it's going to drive you crazy because you know what we're up to and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, I'm sure there's some aspect of that as well. There's some, these people are psychotic psychopaths, so I'm sure that they get some sadistic pleasure from cruelty. But I don't think that's all of it. I think that it's because I believe there's some cosmic reason why they have to admit, they have to make it clear to everyone, to the universe, to everyone with ears to hear and eyes to see, that they're what it is that they're up to. So, this If you look up this the story about this official using this phrase, of course it's filled with the gaslighting. I don't like to use the term gaslighting because it's a very emotive word. I like to just try to be descriptive when I talk about things, and not try to get too emotive or upset or angry or incensed. And gaslighting is one of those terms that just gives rise to the what's in your gut, what's in your bowels. Just this kind of you have this guttural kind of response to it. This angry guttural, low. What is it that David Icke calls it? Low vibrational kind of response. I try to just be descriptive and precise. But it is gaslighting in this case, in the sense that they use this term over and over again, and it's again, I was wrong before thinking that it had only been used a few select times. It's been used many, many times by many, many high mucky mucks or would-be mucky mucks, from many different nations. Highly placed officials cite the New World Order, and this is just the latest example of it. Now, she could have said anything. She could have said she could have used any phrase besides New World Order. So the way that it's covered, the story is covered, is to say, oh well, it was just an innocent slip of the tongue, or just an innocent, she just used this phrase innocently, but then the conspiracy theorists all pounced. And yes, that is gaslighting, when you keep using this freighted terminology that has these loaded implications. And then you say, oh well, you crazies out there who think that there's such a thing as a New World Order. Well, we think there's a New World Order because you guys keep talking about it. You guys keep citing it. You guys keep talking about how it's coming. How it's on the way, and this is just the latest example of that. How will contact tracing work in the New World Order? So yeah, that aspect of it is gaslighting. But I just wonder. I think that the takeaway we should get from the story shouldn't be another one of these they're just putting it in our face and laughing at us kind of responses, but just to take note, they have to acknowledge what they're doing. They have to show you their card. They can't keep it they can't really keep it totally hidden, because that would be, in a sense, cheating, and that would also relieve us of our burden of accountability, our burden of compliance, because they tell us what they're doing and we just nod and go along with it and go on with our lives. Well, we should know better. That's the thing. We should know better. And if we act like we don't know better, then we are in denial about our complicity. Now, I'm not saying we have the power to change things by the snap of a finger or anything like that, but we do have power. We have power to announce in our own way that we do not consent, and we all have to, as I've said before, we all have to do that in our own way. And this is just this incident is just the latest example of it. Like the people who would try to deny, who would try to again try to gaslight or try to bait the people who notice these kinds of things, call them conspiracy theorists or whatever. I mean, the phrase is there. The phrase keeps getting used over and over again. It's been notorious. It's been a notorious phrase for many, many, many years, for decades now. They're still using it. So put two and two together and figure it out.